are you doing? Has anybody ever said that? Someone? Has anyone ever been at a presentation and thought that? Anybody? It happens. It happens when somebody's going up there and we don't know what in the world they're doing up there. We don't know why we should care. And we really don't know who they are. So you don't want that to happen to your presentation. That means keep in mind the 3 W's. What, why, and who. Every presentation you give. It begins with what. What are you doing? You have to be doing something when you get up there to present. And unfortunately, it's pretty common presenters that they get up in front of people and they haven't really thought it out. They've got some stuff that comes down from somewhere. They got to put it out there. They're required by the company to go out and present. But why? What the heck is it really about? What's really there? You come down to it, it's not much. And yet they'll still go through and soldier their way through that presentation, and everybody in the audience is just hoping that it will just stop. So people don't know what they're doing. So before you go out there and present anything, you always have to ask, what are you doing? What really do you want to communicate to this audience? What really is the point you're trying to get across? You should be able to take that point and boil it down into a sentence. This is what the whole presentation is about. This is what I'm doing up here. Keep in mind the what before you even go out on stage. And then why. Why am I here? Why should I care? That's a big concern for the audience out there. They're all wondering why they should be there. Has anybody ever been in a presentation and wondered why they're there? Anybody? And you're looking at this like, why am I here? I mean, this presentation has nothing to do with me. It's not targeting me in any way. I work at a big company, Deloitte, and it happens. I go to these presentations and sitting there and I'm thinking, it doesn't have to do with me. This isn't relevant to me. And I say, here's a big, huge slide. And they say, well, ignore all this stuff, and we're going to talk about this thing right here. Well, why have a huge slide? Why have all that stuff up there if it doesn't apply to your audience? Just waste your time. It's disrespectful. It's wrong. Keep that in mind when you present. You always want to be respectful of people's time. Make sure everything you got up there really relates and really connects with the audience. Put yourself in the audience shoes and thinking, if I were in this audience, what I really care about up there on the slide, what's really important, if you're using slides. If you're not using slides, what's really important in this presentation? Why am I here? You have to answer that question. If you get up there and you're thinking, I have no idea why I'm giving this presentation, just stop. Sit down. Think it out. Go back to National and tell them, we're sorry, we don't want to waste people's time here. Until you can tell me a good reason why I should be presenting this, I'm not going to do it. And finally, who? Who are you? Who are you? What the audience is all wondering out there. I wonder, okay, you know, here's what, here's why. Who are you? Sometimes people don't mention it. Now, I mentioned who are you last because it's the last thing. Who are you is not the most important thing. It's just another thing that comes after the what and the why. So I know there are big CEOs, big senior management who think who are you is the most important thing. In fact, who are you defines the entire spectrum of possibilities. Once you know they're a CEO and they're senior management, well, then what they say, of course, is important because they're senior management. Why you should listen to it matters because, again, they're senior management. Who are they? Well, senior management, that's it. But if you're going to give those sort of presentations, you're going to have an audience out there that's just will do anything they can to just get out of there. And they aren't going to absorb the message. They're not going to take it in. They're going to hate the message. And they may hate you. And they'll do everything to against the message. Whatever you want them to do, they'll do the opposite, just because you wasted their whole day. Not happy. So who are you is very important at the end. Keep in mind, explain who you are. For instance, I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. I've been in Toastmasters for many years, in many different clubs. I'm in 3 clubs right now. And most people here know a little bit about me. I don't need to explain it. When I go to other clubs, I do explain who I am. I do have an introduction that goes to me to explain who I am. So you understand what I'm talking about, why it's relevant. And they say, okay, why should I listen to you? Well, you seem to know what the heck you're talking about. You've been doing this for a while. You get up in front of an audience. You want an audience to say, what are you doing? What are you saying? You don't want that to be the reaction. So keep in mind the 3 W's. What? What are you doing? Make sure you're doing something up there. Keep in mind, if you don't know what you're going to do, don't do anything. Why are you there? Focus on the audience out there. What do they need? What do they want? This audience, for instance, I presume people want to become better communicators. That's what this whole speech is about. And who are you? A little bit of background, who you are, your background, so people understand who you are and get interested in you as a person. Keep in mind the 3 W's for your next presentation, and you'll have a very, very happy audience. And our final speaker is Michael, who is going to be doing airborne